What's up, everybody? I am finally back. It's been a while since my first video. Not much has really been done to the layout except for fixing a lot of track work. Really, it's these pieces here, where the seams are, where we put the tables together. They used to join right there, and it's kind of had a bit of a gap. So I went and relayed some track down, and that's kind of been what I've been working on mostly, to be honest. And that's what's going to be happening for this update. This is update number 2. And there's just table joints where we've been updating everything as far as the track goes so that we have a smoother transition. I think this one in the back corner here is probably about the only one I've left and continued on. That wasn't a bad little setup, and it kind of hit relatively evenly. So from there, this one is huge gap. So now that everything's fastened in place, I'm gonna test my hand at some static grass. I'm about to do that next, and they'll probably be in the next update. So we'll see how that goes. There's a bunch of scenery stuff I want to fix now that the track is laid and adjusted. Everything seems to work and roll over where it's supposed to. And from the last time, I kind of gave an overview of what the layout looked like. We've also expanded the layout since we now have our track and stuff arranged. I'll pan around here. You can see some bench work has gone in now. So there's where it ended last time was right about here. And then since from that, we've then expanded into this whole other table that kind of loops back on the layout. Which then comes into this section, which is probably, I believe, is about 12 feet what we extend onto. So there's going to be a car float, as you can see right there. And this is kind of where my future plans come into place. What I plan on doing here is using that car float, which is going to fit about 20 cars. And I'm going to have another layer, another deck to go to. So this end of the layout will feature, I don't know if I can pan out enough here, so you kind of get an idea there what we're in for. But yeah, this section here, I want to go to another deck. Typically, the only way of doing the next deck would be going to a helix, and I didn't want to do a helix because of the lack of space. Because if you have a helix, you know how much space that takes up. You can see here too the height difference between the two. We're going to come off this back track. Where's my, whoa, sorry for the finger. Right here. Come off and then around. We're going to join that with a bridge, is what I'd like to see in the background there. And then a bunch of pink foam will be here. The track was just kind of laid there to do a test run to see how flat everything was. Everything's level. All this bench work was actually given to me by a friend of mine who's got his own layout, but they were part of a Fremo group and decided that they're not going to do that any longer thanks to COVID and all that kind of stuff. So he was going to get rid of it, and I told him I would take the bench work. But getting back to the whole story of the car float, the reason why I'm doing this car float is I always think they're an interesting point of operation, and this will allow me then to take the cars on the car float and from there go to the next deck. So I'll be able to interchange. It's kind of like the car float left its destination on the main level and then is gone, found its second destination, and which will be the upper deck, and then from there I'll be able to exchange some of these cars and so forth. I think that's kind of the best method for me in my situation, the fact that everything's tight space here. It's kind of a layout that goes around the room, and then the car float area is going to go in the corner. But that's going to be it for this little update, and yeah, that's what's kind of going on right now. And wish me luck with some static grass and fixing up some of the scenery, and the next big thing would be getting a track plan figured out, so you can see it right here for this car float. So we're going to have a car float in a yard right here is the idea. And then from there, we'll start working on maybe another deck at the same time. Well, these plans anyways, you know how long it takes to design a track plan that works and feels functional. This whole area will be hand laid as well. That's the way the rest of the layout's been. So I'm going to continue on with that, and we'll go from there. So Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next update.